Welcome to Yeshiva Dav Shir sponsor Lunish Pasam Yakashom Le'apas Yitzchok. We're holding in Avoda Zara. Someone said Avoda Zara, of course. In Daf and Gimel. We're starting the two dots around the third or maybe less down the page. The one says the beginning of the line is a kominiko. Kominiko. Tanu Rabbanan, says the Gemara. Ezu tzuras darker or joker. What is a darker? We mentioned yesterday when we said the word darker and what does it mean? It means a snake. Because Rashi said, the Lashon of Rashi, when he said darker, he says doimel l'nachash. What he says doimel l'nachash. Now let's take, we're going to speak about it a little bit more, and we may have an interesting understanding of what it is. Tanu Rabbanan. Ezu tzuras joker in Pirish of Shimon and Lazar called sheyesh lo tzitzim bein brokov. He has some tzitzim, which is like a little bit of snappy or hair between his different vertebrae. Okay, in the neck. That's the halacha. Now, so what is a darker? Sometimes a steak. It's brought down. One of the Rishonim in the Aruch brings that the reason they use the darker is because they have in Shamayim, there's some kind of a shape in Shamayim which looks like a snake, and it is a referring to it's a type of snake, and that's what they have the worship because it's a dragon. Oh, very good. So that's only this translation. I'm assuming. I don't know if the article says the same thing. I think it says a dragon. Yeah. So the idea is that that's what comes out. That it seems like from the different Rishonim that we're talking about what today is known as a dragon. There's some kind of a truth that they believed in that exists in the world because it's not stam because it sounds like a dragon. It sounds like a dragon because it does have the koiches and the bria as in the Shamayim. There's this thing it's called the mazatel tli that connects all the mazalas, and that has that surah. And you mean that's why we get to the shape of a dragon. It's based. It's always all these fantasies are based on something. Says the Gemara. I was going after her, and Rebbe in the way. He found a ring, and he sees this shape. And he sees a child, a goy. He didn't say a thing to the child. Then he found a older goy. So I want you to be mevatel this Avoda Zara, this ring. He didn't listen to him. So he hit him, he punched him in the face, basically beat him up, until the guy said, okay, I'll do it for you, whatever you want. And that's what he did. Shema minot las. What do you see in this thing? Three things you learn from the story. A. Shema minot kachovim mevatel kachovim shaloi v'shechaver. A guy can mevatel not only his Avoda Zara, but also the Zara of his friend, because here he's not the owner. He found someone in the street. Only someone who understands what's all about. That's why he did not use the child. Because the child doesn't know too much. He needed an adult. You see, he can force a guy to be mevatel. Because here he forced him. So as long as the guy is mevatel, that's good enough.
The holding in mevatel means he's not holding it from Avoda Zara anymore. That's even forbidden why a guy can do it, not you can do it.
Very good.
Do it he's not.
So the point is that if, in the end of the day, even though it was forced, he still, as someone in the first want to say, if he's not renouncing, he should have. No, but he believes in his faith that if someone will tell him to go against Avoda Zara, the Avoda Zara would help him. And the fact doesn't help him, that itself shows that it doesn't have any koyach. It didn't help, like I said before. The guy would break it on its own. It did not help its own, of course, doesn't help others.
Does he have to do something physically to the Avoda Zara?
Yeah.
It's not like
I believe it was to get to the later, but I believe I'm not sure now. But I think at least at this stage, we're talking about actually doing a bitul, which means breaking something over the zara. Because we saw yesterday a psachal. Psachal means you remove the nose.
Right.
He knocked in the nose. It was not good enough.
That's what I was thinking. Because over here in this Gemara, it just sounds like he told him to be Mabatal. He didn't tell him to do anything.
No, so he told him that maybe he had to break it. Yeah. Doesn't agree with what it says. Amatzil mina ari, uminado, person who saves a mitzil from a lion, bear, a nomer, another type of animal. In today's Hebrew would be a tiger, but it's something else in Gemara. Umina gais, which means an army. Umina nar, the river. Umizutoi shilyam, that's where it goes. The overflow of the sea, as Rashi says. Umishulisa shanar, where you have where the river goes over. You find him at in a place where it's very big derech or a big court, a big square. Why? The Bailim give up. So here, this Avoda Zara was found. That's why. Okay, this is what going back to Moshe's question. Yeah, that's us, right? So you find it over there. So Rashi says, "Given the Ashad Kachavim Botlam Idaite, the Loy Limiflacha Vetula Tzorch Levetula." And then he was Misyash from it. Doesn't have the Zara anymore. Let's see the answer to the Gemara. Maybe that will help us. But he says it was Misyash. So we're at the Mevatlet.
Misyash is Misyash from the ownership.
Oh, very good, very good. He's Miyash, as the Surah says very well. I'm not the owner anymore. But maybe someone else will go and worship it. If a guy will find it, he will worship it. Because if a Jew finds it, because it's very expensive, you'll sell it and make money out of it. But he's still assuming that someone is going to go and worship it. So he's not giving up hope on this Avoda Zara. He may not be able to use it, but he believes someone in the world will have the quote-unquote schus of having this Avoda Zara. He's not giving up on that Avoda Zara. So that's why without a bittul doesn't work. So going back to bittul, that may be the difference.
Like because of this Zara, so in every case where it's just a
loss.
Let's say, unless he does something physically to it.
So the question you ask, I don't know. I think that's what we get to. What happens if he spits in it? For example, what if he does something derogatory to the Avoda Zara, but it doesn't ruin it?
That's Mabatal. Mabatal doesn't necessarily have to be a physical.
So that's I'm not sure. Because we learned yesterday is that if he took away the nose, one says that it does work. I'm not so sure. I have to as we get to these sugyas, we'll try to figure it out.
There's also sad that if somebody loses it, it's not mashal.
Yeah, that's a usual violence. That's a usual. Yeah. What?
Beetle could be machshava.
Not. There has to be a peh. Even if you hold it's only or maisa or peh. That's Toys beginning of Zvachim, which we'll get to soon. That Toys says that we learn from Kotcher that everything has to be a peh. I'm not in the mat. Some we should hold maybe a Kotcher differently. Okay. Second one, Tanan also. We learned over there. We learned where in Maseches Rosh Hashanah. Tumus Suras Levonois Ayala Begamliel Baal Yosef. Gamliel had in his attic pictures or tsuras, not more pictures, shapes of the moon. First we discussed, you say Levonois or Levonim, as Lashon Nekeva, Lashon Zachar. Baal Yosef betablo b'koisel on a platform, on some kind of a luach that he had in the koisel. Shabbat Mare says the Yechezkel. He shows it to the people that came to Eidim. They don't know exactly how to describe what they saw. For he shows them the moon and says, "Is that what you saw? What was the shape of the moon that you saw?" You're not allowed to do the things that are mishamesh HaKadosh Baruch Hu opening Shemayim. Only the Gemara at this stage, we're going to build it up. The Gemara says, no, maybe only things, you talk about only things you can actually build the actual thing, then you're not allowed to do something similar. But if I can't build the actual thing, like the moon, I can't build the actual moon, so then I have no problem doing it most of the moon. Kedetanyo. Lo yaseh adam bais tavnei seichel. Please do not build a house that looks like the Eichel Beis Hamikdash. Achstero tavnei sulam. Achstero means an open space, which it's not completely closed, like the Ulam and Beis Hamikdash just open up, they have a door. Chotzer Tavnis Azara, courtyard looks like the Azara B'Samigdosh, Shulchan Tavnis Shulchan, and a table looks like the Shulchan B'Samigdosh, Menorah Tavnis Menorah, or a candelabra looks like the Menorah. Avalo say he could do a candelabra, Shalei v'Shalva v'Shalches. He could do it different with other branches. It could be 5, 6, or 8. V'Shal Zayin lo Yaseh. Don't make a 7 one. I feel Shishar Minim Atachas, even other metals. Why not 7? Because that's how it was the Menorah B'Samigdosh. What's that? Don't make it for wood. We said metal. What about wood? So this goes into a sugya. Are you able to build a menorah me'etz? It depends. Rashi brings this. Do you say ribu mean to ribu, cloud, part of cloud? It depends on the dosh on the pasuk. The Cheshbonaim did not do wood. Shipudim shebarzu. It was really spits of metal. Vechipulim bebutz. Butz is a type of material. Bedil, Rashi says, they covered it with butts. Hishiri deep seal mishlekesef. Then they became rich. They had more money. They made it for silver. Then he made it of gold. So what you see over here, you see that, so you're not allowed to make, so the Gemara just brings a raya, you're not allowed to make things like the Beis Hamikdash, which is Shamoshi, things that you worship, you're not allowed to do that outside. Now this, regarding the menorah, there's a discussion in the Achronim, can they do a menorah that doesn't look like a menorah Beis Hamikdash, but has 7 branches? And many Achronim hold that you're not allowed to do it. Any 7 branch menorah, if it's metal, according to one sheet or wood.
What about a lighter?
Oh, what about a lighter? So many hold that you're not allowed to do a lighter of 7 branches.
The guy with several years ago, and I had this problem, and he took out the Mars, took out everything, and he told me you're not supposed to do it.
Not to do 7.
So I went home, and I took out the middle one, and I got the ran, he make me a knob, and that's how I solved it.
That's the solve problem. So there is an Indian that says brought down. I once gave a shir on it regarding it was in Pashas Truma that they did that or Tetzaveh that you don't do there is a candelabra of 7 branches because of this Gemara. That's considered to be kidmus. Some Achronim hold it doesn't look exactly the same. It should be okay. But others disagree.
Don't come out the same place.
Others disagree. They say it doesn't matter. Long as 7 branches. Round one, circle, different places, sizes. And that's a discussion. Says the Gemara. Says the Gemara. And what about shamosh? So Gemara says only things that can replicate. So then you're not allowed to do. But if you can't replicate it, so then you could do something similar. So that's not true. Right? So like that's don't do anything that serves me in the sky, which means Shamayim, which means the sun, the moon, etc. So you see you're not allowed to do that. So going back to the question of Gamliel that said that he did the Levana. Something from base. Only talk about the 4 panim. What's the 4 panim? The Merkava. In the Merkava it says in the Yechezkel that the Merkava has the face of an Adam, of a Shar, of a Nesher, and of an Aryeh. You have these 4 Dmusim, now you're not allowed to. Because it looks like the Merkava. But 4 together. But other things you could do. So according to this, you need all 4 together. So parts of Adam should be okay. Why did we learn? Says the Gemara. I learned from the Shir of Yeshua. And the Akadosh Baruch Hu is medamit to the Nivim with mus Adam, as it says mus Adam olam mamara. So that's why you can't do the mus Adam. But the other ones, it's only 4 together. So then we have a Shah, Shamosh, Vishari. You want to tell me other ones you could do like sun and the moon? Shah, Shamosh, Vishari, that's without a question. So we have a Shah, Shamosh, Vishari. Don't do like the things that Vishash in the Shemayim Kegoy. Like what? What are the things you're not allowed to do? So Ifanim V'Srafim. I don't know who knows the surah of the Ifanim and the Srafim. If someone does that, moves the problem. V'chayes HaKodesh. Umalochi Asharis. Don't do Dmuyas that resemble the Malachim. Still not a question. Only the higher mother. What the means where you have the Malachim. That's what we say you're not allowed to do. But the lower Shamayim, Shemesh, Reach, that you could do. Says the Gemara Shemoda Atachta Mishori. Can you do the lower place? V'atayit says the Vaisa Sheba Shamayim the rabbis Chamo V'Levono Koichvi U'Mazolo is Sheba Shamayim Nima the rabbis V'Lochei Asharis. So it says both Shamayim and Nima. Says the Gemara Kitanya Eloivdim. Talking there to worship them. It's like, well, that can't be. Eloivdim Filu Shilshul Kodam Nami. What do you mean Eloivdim? I can't do even the smallest creature. Shilshul is like a little worm. If I'm doing it out of the Zara. So you're right. The same of the core now get the Tanya Shabaritz, the Rabbis Yomi Minoris, or Horim Voris. Voris goes to add sea, river, mountain, hills. Takas Rabbis Shushakot. And it's right. You talk about Loivdim, everything. Correct. It's all this is mentioned in that pasuk. Don't make Malachim, don't make Shemesh Reach, don't make mountains, don't make worms. Don't make anything in the world to do over the zone. Says the Gemara V'Asiyah Gridosa Mishor.
You can make it, you can't make it.
Right, so Loivdim. Can't make it Loivdim. Don't make it over the zone. Exactly. Says the Gemara V'Asiyah Gridosa Mishor. You want to tell me you can actually do them if you don't worship them? Again, another brayso which goes to the same theme. Clearly, it says in the brayso. Example is sun and moon. Sun, Pasha sun, or it means the Kreich of Chamo, but it means Kachavim Mazos. Says so what do you see over here? You see, so I question back to Gamliel. How did he do the Musa Levan? So what showing Gamliel that Chayim Asulay. He didn't do it. Others did for him. Goyim did for him. So what? He didn't do it. Oh, so maybe what's bothering you is the question of Taisis. Taisis asks, but it's a shvus. Meaning, when you tell a guy to do something for you, it's part of the Isurim that you're not allowed to do, to tell a guy to do for you something you can't do. Says Taisis, you're right. But because here it was l'shem mitzvah for the Eidim, so therefore you can be maker. Other Rishonim have other answers. When maybe talking to a guy is going to be some more on Shabbos and other things. Discussion over here in the Rishonim. But that's the question. That's what you're referring to. Something more about Yudo Dachem Asuloi, but Yudo also going different. Hamla Shmuel Rav Yudo Shirino means it's a kinu chibo, sharp one. Sami Ein Edin. Remove the eye of this tzura. So, question on, you just said you could do it, the goy does it for you. Says the Mahasom, there it's when the choysa means the tzura is sticking out. And now because of chshad, because it looks like a redazar. So even though you didn't do it, I don't want you to have in your house something which is sticking out. Tetanyo, tabas, a ring. A singer ring. If it's sticking out, also now I keep it, but you could sign with it because when you sign, the signature will be if the ring is sticking out, so what you sign will be sticking in. Always goes both ways.
It's like an auto pen.
Yeah. Chotmo shekeh. If it's chotmo shekeh, meaning if it's opposite, if it's sticking in. You can keep it because you can make it stick out. So that's what's going on over there. Now, what about the Lavona? So as Tay is going to say, Tay says that Chamo Lavona, there's no difference between Boilet and Shekeh. Boilet and Shekeh is only a tzur over the zar, face, something a tzur. We're talking about sun and the moon. There's no difference. And that's why we're not referring to that right now. The woman's going to get to that in a moment. But right now we didn't go back to it. We're just talking about the tabas. So the moment Chashin, the Chazdo, the Tachshat, the Shaf, the Yosef in Ardo, there was the Shul that moved, they came to Ardo. What does move came to Ardo? So Rashi brings two explanations. Either it's a place, it's a location, which is called Shaf Yosef in Ardo. The Rashi brings another shot that they took with them Avni Yerushalayim and built it there. When they came to Galus, they took the Avni Yerushalayim and built it there. The other Rishonim bring more, and not only Avni Yerushalayim was Avni Beis Hamikdash. They took from the stones of Beis Hamikdash and built that shul. And then there's a question of the Mefarshim, how do you use Avni Beis Hamikdash, and different answers. The Ukah be Andarta, in there was a statue. The Avoda Shmuel and Levi went to down in there. Was over there. So Rabbi Shani. Rabbi means there was many people. When you have a lot of people together, you're not choshef over the zone. So what about Gamliel? He was a yochid, and he still told me they have a problem with the tzur. I mean, you say that there he had no problem with the tzur. He's considered to be Rabbi because he's the Nasi. He's basically the president. Everybody comes to him, so it's considered to be a public place. The procure over here. Another shot. It was made out of different parts, and he left it dismantled or not connected. And when they came, he put them together. They didn't always leave it there, and that's why there's no shot. He needed to be Islamic to teach him how the Levana looks. You're not allowed to learn to do. And this is part of the Avoda. We're not supposed to use the tzuras, any one of the tzuras that we mentioned. All the tzuras are a problem. And even Rav Yehuda had to cut off the nose or the eye of a tzura. And if Chesama boil it's a problem. But Gamliel, either because he had to learn, or because it was prakim, or because it was mokum rabbim, I don't have the problem. Okay, the end of the previous Mishnah was that when you have kalim and the kalim have tzuras over the Zara, so says Rav Gamliel, if it's mechubodim, it's a problem. But if it's not mechubodim, it's not. It says what is mechubodim? What is mevuzim? Which means when you have a pot, whatever is above, you fill the soup until a certain place. So below the soup level, that's mevuzim because it's where the water is. Above it, that's mechubad. Shula ma'elu ve'elu mevuzim. You put in a kli they use for food. It's not mevuzim. Elu mechubadim shal shirim, bal nezomim, bal tabos. Different jewelry. Put in jewelry, that's mechubad. But if you put in a kelim, it's a mevuzim. Talikav says Shmuel bring a raya, bring a brayso like Shmuel that says mechubadim shal shirim, bal nezomim, bal tabos. That's mechubad. Mevuzim, disgraceful, shala yoros, ve'ala kum, kemisim, v'amechame amayim, which is different types of pots and pans and urns, v'shal zdinim, v'shal mitpachois, and zdinim mitpachois, which is like sheets. And the Tosfos has different gears over here, madbeus, because he says that because that's also mevuzah, and he would say that's the reason if you have a coin and the coin has the tzura on it, even if it's tzura with the zar, it's fine because it's called mevuzah. If it's in a coin, it's considered mevuzah, and that's why it's allowed. And the Haggadah says talk about shtiv area, which means a cross. If you have a coin as a cross, you can use it because in Makkah mevuzah, that's what it says over here.
A coin now is a double choshev.
Yeah, but the fact that you put it with the zara there, it means they're not worshipping it. It's a makom mevuzah. So only makom chashuv is a part of makom mevuzah. Say the go. Stop over here. Continue from the Mishnah.